Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. It's kind of fun looking at a YouTube video we did, several years ago. I'm with Trevino. We built a number of walls, actually 3 separate walls like walls of your home. And we did testing shooting a bunch of guns, shotguns, rifles, handguns, different calibers, to see what would go through. And then we built, like, each wall had 2 pieces of sheetrock on 2x4, for wall 1. Then another wall, 2 pieces of sheetrock, mounted on 2x4. And then the third one was the same thing, but this time it had insulation in there, and I think T111 exterior on the outside, just like it was in a house. You see so much stuff on the internet. You hear so many people say, well, that'll shoot through all the walls, or this one won't. What's the point of arguing about stuff when you can just measure it? It's just the silliest thing in the world. So we built it, we shot them, we measured it. You can go to our YouTube channel, Gun Talk, just look for Gun Talk Media, and it's under Ballistic Myths. If you look up Ballistic Myths, you can see what shot through the walls and what didn't. I think you may be surprised. We kind of were, just a little bit. So anyway, our number is 866-TALK-GUN. Oh, yeah, Michelle, give me that one again, if you would, please, on the screen. Appreciate that. I mentioned that we were shooting the micro compacts, the new Ruger MAX-9 and the Shield, the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus. We posted a video with Ryan shooting the MAX-9, the Ruger MAX-9. In typical fashion, it happens every time, people who've never seen the gun, never held the gun, never shot the gun, are offering their comments about what's wrong with the gun. Oh, Lordy. But one of the comments, or actually several of the comments, were, wow, that gun sure looks snappy. And then that's, of course, immediately followed with, well, that guy doesn't know how to shoot. If he just learned how to shoot, he could hold on to the gun. Really? Okay. Let's go over some Physics 101. Sir Isaac Newton shows up here with the, for every force, there's an equal but opposite reaction. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay, so we know that, like, if you're shooting a rifle, a lightweight rifle kicks more, right? Heavy rifle kicks less. Why is that? Well, mass. A big, heavy gun with a light caliber, 22, for instance, kicks very little. You put a 44 Magnum in that same weight gun, and it kicks a lot more. Now, you take a 9mm full-size gun, it kicks okay, but you start reducing the weight of the gun. And you also reduce the surface area for you to hold on to the gun with shorter grips. And this is not just about Ruger or Smith. This is general to everything, every gun. The MAX-9 is like 18.5 ounces. Yeah, I said 18.5 ounces for this gun, empty. When it goes off, you know it. This is not a gun you're going to go shoot 5 days at gun site with, or at least if you do, you're a better man than I am, Gungadin. Holy cow. It's the reality that it's going to kick. Small, light guns kick more. They're harder to shoot well. What we figured out, I mean, not that I didn't know this before, but I was able to really work on it, is you just put a death grip on the gun. You hold it incredibly tight. I mean, it's like Rob Latham. I asked him, well, what do you do as far as your grip? He says, well, I like to put, like with my right hand, I like to hold it like 100% of the grip strength with my right hand. And then with my left hand, I like to hold it with 100% of strength with that one. See, and he was the one that first told me, he says, you squeeze it hard, like side to side, not front to back. Squeeze it hard. And the more you squeeze it, the less recoil you feel, the less muzzle rise you get. And with these little guns, you got to grip them just as hard as you can. It's just the nature of the beast. This whole idea of concealed carry has spawned new categories, not just a category, all new categories, a whole bunch of them, in carry guns. And the folks over at Ruger really kind of set the world on fire, I don't know, a decade or so ago with the LCP. Then you had the LCP2, the LC380, the EC9S, the LC9S, and then this week they released the latest, and I would say one of the most exciting offerings I've seen in quite a while. It's called the MAX-9, a micro compact carry gun. Joining us to talk about that from Ruger, Brandon Trevino joins us now. Hey, Brandon, this thing is nice. I went out and shot it yesterday. This MAX-9 is the real deal.
Yeah, that's a good point. You brought up about the whole history of it. And, the market has changed completely. We've been in this for a long time, innovating in that kind of single stack space with the 380s, with the 9s. And now, you can get a full capacity, 12 plus 1 rounds in the same size package. It's just amazing what the engineers have been able to squeeze in there.
It is so, the grip in this gun is so thin. When you pick it up, you think, oh, they've made a mistake. This is the single stack version. And then you go, what? I can get 12 plus 1 in here? That's crazy.
Yeah, there was a little bit of extra room in the single stack just to make it comfortable in your hand. And we were able to expand into that without making the grip a lot wider. A nice, steel magazine to be able to get that into that grip. And, of course, it's 10 plus 1 flush or 12 plus 1 on just that tiny little bit of extension in the magazine, which also makes it more comfortable. I
was sharing before you got on here. One of the funny things, of course, we posted the video of shooting the MAX-9 and Ryan shooting it. And the YouTube comments are always interesting. People who are dissing on a gun they've never held or even seen or shot, of course. But then they're saying, well, it looks like this gun really recoils a lot. We need a better shooter, somebody to demonstrate it. And then we go, okay, let's go over the physics of this. This thing weighs 18.5 ounces. It is light, and it is small, and it's a full 9. And, Sir Isaac Newton was right on the whole physics thing here.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. But, it does mitigate the recoil pretty well, especially compared to some of the competition. A lot of folks are saying that it recoils a lot softer. But, it is what it is. You got a full-powered 9mm, and having that just a little bit more grip to hold on to makes a big difference. It makes it more comfortable in your hand than some of the single stacks that were so slim they almost dig into you.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I'm looking at it and thinking, you actually did, on some of these single stacks, you have to make the grip a little bit bigger than necessary just so people have something to hold on to. And in this gun, and as we say, the physics are the physics, okay? But it reemphasizes the fact that you need a different technique for shooting these little bitty guns in full 9. You just got to grip them hard to control them and lean into them, and that's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a good, firm two-handed grip, and it will perform quite well for you. It'll recover quickly and allow you to get those multiple shots on target.
Tell me about the trigger on this thing, because this was really much better than I expected to have.
So it's a striker-fired gun, and that uses our rotary sear system. So that's something that it inherited from the LC9 family when we came out with the LC9 Striker. That's a robust, really reliable ignition system that we've used in, many years on many guns. Right. And it's a steel trigger, of course. And, I know some of the, folks are raging about the flat triggers. This one is rounded, and it's intentionally so. It's very comfortable on your finger. You got round fingers, and it fits just right on there. Just like a double-action revolver, those smooth, nice triggers that everybody loved back then. This is striker-fired, so it's not a heavy or long trigger, but it has the right feel on your finger,
I was able to shoot it quickly without any problem. Let me run through some specs. It is 9mm. You get 10 plus 1 or 12 plus 1 capacity. Barrel length is 3.2 inches. It weighs 18.4 ounces, and it is less than an inch thick, 0.95 inches width. And it's got a really nice set of sights on it, too.
Yeah, that's probably what's most amazing about this thing is the fact that here you've got a micro compact, but it's full featured. So we put it's a tritium and fiber optic front sight on there, which gives you both day and night capability, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the rear sight is blacked out, and that's intentional because this is made for an optic. 100% of these, they're all optic ready. And when you put that optic on there, if you're running a 3-dot sight system, now you've got a 4-dot sight system, and that's just confusing, right?
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to tell you, I prefer. Okay, I'm the guy. When I get a 3-dot sight system, I get out my Sharpie and I black out the dots on the rear sight. Always.
Yeah, most people that are, competitors or they really do, because you want to have that front sight focus. You don't want to be looking at the rear sights.
Yeah. So all of these are optic ready.
Yes. Yeah. So these are all cut for what we call the shield or J-point pattern, which has kind of become the standard for these micro pistols. There's so many of them available now that are just, tremendous quality and super compact and light. Crimson Trace, Hollow Sun, of course, the shields and J-points. We have one on our website called the Sight Mark that is just fantastic. It's the same width as the slide, and it's a nice little aluminum unit. There's just quite a few of them out there that will fit this gun perfectly and co-witness with that rear sight.
One of the things I like also that you guys have done is you obviously have been working with some of the key companies to get accessories, because you already on your website are offering holsters for this and mags for it.
Yeah, I want to say we've got something like 40 different fits now on holsters. So if you go to shopruger.com, you'll be able to find leather, Kydex, right hand, left hand, inside the waistband, whatever you want. We've got them covered. We did work ahead of time with most of the accessory companies to get those out the door. Of course, we'll have accessory magazines coming. A little bit limited availability right now, but I think toward the end of April, we should have quite a few magazines out there in circulation. And then there's also some interesting things coming along the lines of lights and lasers. So it's going to be a great platform that you can really accessorize.
Now, if you really want to sell a lot of them, if you throw in 100 rounds of 9mm ammo with each one, we'd have something going here.
I wish we could. Yeah.
That would be nice. I don't even know how you guys get enough ammo to test your guns right now. That's got to be a challenge.
It is. We've got, long-standing relationships with most of the OEMs and things, but even then it's a struggle. When we developed this pistol, we put dozens and dozens of guns through 10,000 round tests. Of regular ammo plus P ammo, hollow point ammo, you name it. But we wanted a gun that was going to be consistent and reliable and, not give folks any issues. So we've got that. We're tremendously happy with the way this thing came out and how it's performed through all of our testing has just been tremendous.
You mentioned plus P. Is that okay in this gun? Yeah,
it absolutely is. Yep, not a problem. It's a defensive handgun, and we expect people to use it.
Sounds great. Well, I'm excited. I mean, I think I
may not enjoy it as much, but
No kidding. Well, look, and as I said earlier before you got on, this is not a range gun. This is a carry gun. This is a save your life gun. And as that, I think it's a really good option for a lot of people, and I would encourage people to go take a look at it. Is it in stores now?
It is. Yep, it is in stores. Obviously, we're ramping up production as fast as we can, and everything is limited across the board. But we're building and shipping them every day.
Okay, and you can get it with or without a manual safety.
Correct. Yeah, there's 3 models right now: manual safety, the Pro model, and then a 10-round state-compliant model where that's required.
And MSRP is $499 on all of those.
Correct. Yep.
Good deal. Hey, Brandon, thank you so much for sharing some time with us. I know you got some more things coming soon, so we're going to get you back on here as quickly as we can to talk about some of the new things that are coming down the pipe, too.
Well, thanks, Tom. We'll talk soon.